So Tomodachi was born out of the devastation of the Great East Japan earthquake, but Tomodachi has become the inspiration to ensure that young people of our two countries will be the bright stars of the future who can overcome anything.
14 years have passed since the unprecedented Great East Japan earthquake struck Japan in 2011. Bound by the bond of Tomodachi, the United States and Japan joined hands to face adversity together. The spirit of Tomodachi lives on today, continuing to save countless people around the world.
"14 years ago, the United States came to the aid of a friend in need. Within hours of tsunami waves devastating Japan's Tohoku coastline, on March 11, 2011, American personnel were helping with relief efforts. The U.S.-Japan alliance pivoted seamlessly from deterrence and training to rescue and recovery. Operation Tomodachi saw thousands of U.S. servicemen and women coordinate with their Japanese counterparts to bring expertise, life-saving supplies, and comfort to wherever it was needed.
And after that, it's not like a disaster ends after 3 months. So our US ambassador at the time, Ambassador Roos, actually went along Tohoku, talking to various government officials, asking them sort of what more can we do? And so one of the answers came in the form of a mayor in Rikuzen Takata, Mayor Toba. His response when Ambassador Roos asked, what more could we do, was to say, if you could provide these students with hope, that would be the best thing possible. Ambassador Roos took that message back, and we were getting funding from various corporations at the time.
With the support of private companies and universities, the TOMODACHI Initiative was launched in 2012. Over 360 programs have been held, and more than 10,000 alumni have been produced by Tomodachi programs since its inception.
And so one of our first programs was actually a high school program. And we took students from the Tohoku region, especially the three that were impacted the most, Miyagi, Iwate, and Fukushima. And we brought them over to the United States. And if we could provide them with the skills and the global perspectives necessary in order to become future leaders, to be able to give back to their communities, then that is the best way that they could utilize this experience and really turn it into something positive. So we took them, some groups initially to California. They learned about the concept of failing forward, which was mind blown, right? They learned about how to give back to community. And when they came back to Japan, you could totally see the change in their eyes and their faces.
僕の出身が宮城県の石巻市という町で、東日本大震災で大きな被害を受けた町になります。海外の人に知ってほしいっていう思いがあって、その友達プログラムに参加しました。やっぱ311があった時っていうのは、学校ももちろん休校になりましたし、で家でも勉強できる環境でもなかったなと思っていて、やっぱあの時って僕たちに一番大事な学びっていうのが止まってしまった時間だったなと思います。友達プログラムを通してアメリカの人に伝えたいって思いだったりだとか、友達プログラムがあったからこそ僕の今があるなというふうに思います。新しい文化に触れるで価値観が変わるっていうのはすごい言葉ではありきたりな言葉にはなるんですけども、やっぱ高校生の時に自分には大きな経験だったなと思います。
Before going, they might have said things like, "Well, there's really nothing for me here," or "I don't know what I'm going to do when I come back." But when they came back, that's when they were like, I thought there weren't that many opportunities here, but if there aren't any, I'm going to be the one to make them.
ハワイで山火事があったと思うんですけど、私も実際東北地域の出身なので、その被災の辛さだったり、そういうものはすごく理解できて、どんどん復興していく様子も目の当たりにしながら育ってきました。この前マウイから山火事で被害に遭った子どもたちを東北地域に連れてきて、マウイのこの再復興のために学びを持ち帰ってもらおうというプログラムが あって、そこで高校生たちとお話をする機会がありました。
There was so many things that we did, so many workshops, but the key point that I learned is that it takes a community to rebuild. There's so many concepts that I learned within that program, like the concept of Sato Umi, and we have a similar concept in Hawaii, the Ahu Pua'a. And by focusing on those concepts, we could actually help our community to take in past practices to help rebuild and to flourish again as a community.
友達プログラムがそもそもその東日本大震災の復興というポイントから始まっていて、最初にあったその復興っていうもの、辛かった経験を乗り越えていくきっかけになって学びにもなるっていう友達プログラムの当初の目的っていうものがいまだに受け継がれていることはすごく素敵だなと思います。
It might be 14 years since the United States launched Operation Tomodachi, or friendship, but its spirit lives on today in every aspect of the US-Japan alliance. A bond as deep as the one between our two nations knows no bounds. So, when China introduced a ban on Japanese seafood, the US stood by its friend once again. By purchasing the same seafood for US bases in Japan, we stood up to coercion, while showing that Japan would never stand alone. The spirit of Tomodachi is there in every initiative and every program the US and Japan launched together. But it is also there in our readiness to join hands in the face of adversity. And that remains undimmed.